Hello everyone. In this episode, we'll take a look at an introduction to React and discuss some basic things related to React. So the first thing that we need to do is set up the imports over here, which you can see is the React library, and the second thing is the JSX transformer. React provides us with something called as JSX, which is JavaScript XML, which allows us to use basic HTML syntax and embed it within a JavaScript file. We can also perform different operations like dynamically displaying values within this HTML by making use of curly braces. And if I pass over here a value which is going to be displayed, the first thing that needs to be done in a JSX file is defining this directive which specifically says to use react.dom. Right now we are making use of h1, which is an HTML component. Instead of this, React allows you to define react.dom.h1 or other different components which are inbuilt, which are defined internally for handling different HTML components. So by creating a class for React, we are basically defining React components. All of these components are basic building blocks for defining a React application. After we define a React class, we can use it by saying react.render component, and again making use of this JSX syntax to say create a new app instance, and then after this app instance is created, display this instance and mount it on top of document.body, which is the body element defined. A React class needs to have one single method which is required, which is render. A render method is going to return what needs to be displayed after this component is going to be rendered. Right now we are saying hello. If we change this, we can see over here the values are being updated dynamically over here. The next thing that we want to see is what are called as properties and states. React allows us to pass in values as arguments when we are creating a component. So we can say app name, and this will be made available to us by making use of this dot props. So this is made available as a hash to us, and on top of that hash I'm referencing the name which is being passed. The next thing that we want to take a look at is states. By default, since we are passing these as arguments, React properties are not mutable. To keep a track of a state of a component and dynamically update values of a component, we are going to make use of state, which allow us to mutate them. To start with, we are going to define a method called as getInitialState, which sets the initial state of an object. Here we are going to return a hash which is going to act as the state of this object. So instead of props, I can make use of this dot state. After we have defined this particular state, based on different events in the life cycle of a component or on different on-change events, we can keep updating the state of an object. When the state of an object is updated, it automatically calls the render method to display the components again based on any changes in a state of that particular object. That's it for this episode. Thank you for watching.